Okay, check this out. This is double boiled soup. And it's using premium tuna belly. Check that out. Freaking awesome! Hi, you're watching Greg's Big Eats, and we're here at Geylang Lorong 29 Fried Hokkien Mee to talk about fried Hokkien Mee, which was invented in Singapore. This hawker dish is very well loved in Singapore, but there's very low consensus as to how the dish actually came about. Okay, come, let's head inside. Okay, now, there are a couple of stories how fried Hokkien Mee actually came about. One story goes that the original name for fried Hokkien Mee was actually rocho mee. So Hokkien sailors who worked at noodle factories in the 1930s would fry up the excess noodles over charcoal fire along Rochor Road. Another story attributes the creation of the dish to a single stall next to the old 7-story hotel near Rochor Road. Some accounts date back to as early as the 1880s, while some others say Hokkien Mee is a Peranakan variation of the dish. Whatever the case, the stir-fried dish of yellow noodles, bihun, seafood and pork meat in a rich broth is ridiculously popular in Singapore's hawker landscape, and there is no danger of the dish fading into obscurity anytime soon. That said, because seafood and pork and stock are such vital ingredients, the dish has a tendency to get expensive. Upwards of $6 and $10 being the common prices these days. And you often see many hawkers skimping on the ingredients or the stock to sell the dish at an affordable price. Luckily, it also means it is pretty easy to tell when the dish is good. If there's a stock richness in the noodles and the ingredients are ample, it's a win. It's just a question of how much you're gonna have to pay for it. However, the notion that just having a better stock in ingredients would easily trump cheaper versions. My testings and a lot of food fans, they indicate that that isn't the case, but it does go a long way. The fry's recipe and wok skills also impart a certain magic that is hard to pinpoint. And no, I'm not just talking about excellent wok hei, the breath of the wok. A good plate of fried Hokkien Mee has a taste profile which is much deeper than that. So come, let's have a taste.
招商
Hokkien Mee 10块
，10块吃的。
是的。
OK， 好的。
Okay, we have a plate now. There are like a few options, 4 options or 5 options. I ordered the $10 option. Now, among the many contenders for best fried Hokkien Mee, right, there are 2 stalls which have been almost undisputed champions for many decades. Geylang Lorong 29 Fried Hokkien Mee and Swee Guan Hokkien Mee. The stall owners are brothers, and they learned their trade from their father, who was the undisputed master of rocho mee back in the 1970s. While there are dedicated fans for each stall, I prefer the younger brother's execution, which is the Geylang Lorong 29 Fried Hokkien Mee one. As the fried Hokkien Mee comes with a stronger stock flavour. First, let's try the noodles itself. There are 2 kinds of Hokkien Mee. There's the dry and the wet. This one is the drier one. So it comes with a bit of gravy, but the gravy gets very fast absorbed into the noodles. Like wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay, it comes with a stronger stock flavour, which is made using prawn, pork bone, ikan bilis and corn. The noodles, soft but slightly firm, but they are on the softer side. And do I see charred noodles? Okay, I do see some charred noodles inside, which is a good sign. But the wok is not, the smokiness is not as strong as his brother's one. But it's still there. The yellow noodles are slightly charred here and there. And it's got a hint of alkaline smell. See, there's a bit of a burnt noodle here. Not too sure if you can see that. It normally comes with a little bit of gravy. Today it comes a bit drier than normal. Normally what they do is that they fry it to the point where the stock is actually reduced down. So there's a very slight amount of gravy in there. Just enough to keep the noodles wet. Okay, what do I see here? Prawns. I think I count like quite large ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 prawns. 6 prawns in the $10 version. Okay. Really okay. Nice. Not supremely well done. Perhaps a little bit overcooked. Very slightly. And there are squid rings. The squid rings are better, but I have eaten here quite a few times and it really is a hit and miss when it comes to the squid rings. There are chives and there is tauge inside the fried noodles itself, but don't expect any crunch to them because they've all been fried to death. That's the style here. Now, the sambal, here we go. Ooh. It's a chili sambal, it's oil rich. It also has a very strong dried prawn flavor, but the sweetness is dialed back a bit, but it's still a bit sweet. Obviously, you add in the sambal if you want a little bit more of a complex richness to it, a little bit more savouriness. Add it all in and you eat it. Wow. Everything comes together. Amazing. So the chili sambal works extremely well with the fried noodles because it adds spiciness and just that little bit of sweetness with another layer of savoury flavour. By the way, even though I've added 2 limes, right, it doesn't actually make the dish sour at all. It's only a very slight tinge of sourness. Very slight. The good thing about the stock is that even though you add the lime, right, you can still taste the stock flavour in addition to that sour tinge. There's crunchy pork lard. I think they give you about 5 or 6 pieces. Not a large amount, but not that crispy. If I haven't mentioned, this stall is actually owned by Mr. Alexi. He's now in his 60s, maybe near 70 now. And he started this stall in about 2003, after a long stint in the electronics and TV antenna business to pursue his passion, I suppose. Now the owner doesn't always fry up the noodles here. Sometimes it's done by his helpers, but the standard is pretty alright. No matter whether it's fried by him or his helpers. Even though it says Geylang Lorong 29 Fried Hokkien Mee, it is not located at Geylang Lorong 29. That is where Swee Guan is located. This one is located along East Coast Road, which is about 15 minutes away or so. One thing about this fried Hokkien Mee is that it's a bit on the high side. Minimum is $6 and it goes just up and up from there. Judging from the amount of ingredients you get, right, it is still priced pretty alright. But it is slightly on the high side, it is cheap. Now if you take it away, right, they will actually wrap it in traditional ope leaf, bitunak palm leaf, which actually imparts an additional flavour as well. Now, in comparison to other fried Hokkien Mee stalls, right, Geylang Lorong 29 fried Hokkien Mee is good, but there are other stalls which can actually do a better version. So noodles can be a bit too soft, but some people like that. The separate ingredients, there are other stalls which actually do it better, where the squid rings come nicely tender, and the prawns as well, nicely tender. And the pork lard comes nice and crunchy, and with our pork belly slices. Here, there are pork belly slices, but it's almost non-existent. But one thing which this stall can boast, hands down, is probably the best stock out of any of the stalls in Singapore. It's got that immense umami stock, which is amazing. Once you eat it, it just fills your mouth and it just lingers and lingers. There is no stall which can come to that level of complexity in terms of the stock. And the stock is what you go to this stall for. Okay, finished. So as I said, Geylang Lorong 29 Fried Hokkien Mee, probably one of the top 5 Fried Hokkien Mee stalls in Singapore, easily. So thanks for watching another episode of Gregsby Eats, where I eat through the whole of Singapore. If you like this episode, give a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one for more eating.